Broach Bros season this year.
I know who
When you thought things were gonna get a little bit better, they got a little bit harder, but you never turned around. You held your fist up high and said, hell no. We the Broach Brothers and we family, and we take care of each other, and we don't turn a blind eye to nothing. How you doing, my darling?
We also don't fall asleep with our ass up in the air.
No,
Like
that's
most
dangerous.
people.
That's dangerous.
It's really dangerous. That invites the wrong kind of attention. It's bad.
Unless that's your kind of thing.
Unless it is.
But if so,
Really bad.
be safe out there. Put some petroleum or some KY on that thing. Don't be wrecking your butthole at early
Isn't
age.
that
Otherwise,
scary?
you're gonna be wearing diapers by 25.
Isn't that scary?
That is scary as fuck.
It is. And
Ain't nothing going up there. I might take a baby carrot for a challenge, but that's about it.
It's funny. Why are you sitting to one side?
What?
You're sitting more to the left, from my perspective.
How's that?
Okay, that's good.
We're
That's
in
better.
range.
Here we go.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to tip over, man. It's been a long
Um,
day. I can't talk about certain things because it's content for a Saturday show.
Right.
You know,
So,
if you don't know about his items of interest, poems, and propaganda, we've been working it over a year now. Don't give a fuck if you like it or not. It's just what we do.
yeah, we don't care.
But that's what we like. But this is the Broach Bros. We haven't done one in a while. It's one of my favorites. We just straight up. It's just
I'm sorry.
us Broach Bros just talking shit, you know, just being free,
This is
you
what
know,
we
just
do,
having
and-
conversation.
And I want to get back to that. That's one of the things that scares me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't lie to anyone about this. I need to get this off my conscience right now. You know how I was joking about people who go to bed with their butt up in the air? Okay. People who do the anal stuff, like the anal sex, that scares me. I got my eye on you. Somebody who does that, like people who actually enjoy that, I got my eyes on you.
No, tell me the
There's
story. I'm
something
just playing with you.
Right,
Tell me the
'cause
story.
it's fine, but that scares me. I don't remember how old I was when I found out about that, but I remember how I found out about it. Anal sex, I found out about it when I was reading about the Greeks and the Romans, and I read about how the soldiers couldn't have sex with their wives, right? So what they would sometimes do is they'd just start fucking each other. The guys would start... And that's how they, of course, that's how they did it, because guys don't have vaginas. So that's what they did. And that's scary to me. I'm just saying that. No judgments. No judgments
I
whatsoever.
sleep on my
I'm just
stomach
saying.
so I can't be molested in the night.
Yeah! You mean
That's why
by...
I sleep on my stomach, because when I used to sleep on my back and I traveled,
Yeah.
I would get molested.
Ugh.
Like, I just wake
No.
up and somebody be sucking my dick and shit. And then that shit went on, and I don't give a fuck. You can hear about it now.
Oh, no.
But you try that shit again, I'll fucking kill you.
I know.
But that's the reason why I have this thing where I sleep on my stomach. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. I'll tell you right now. But I sleep on my
Scary.
stomach. But now, like, as I got older, I sleep on my back again. But it's usually, that's when I can't sleep. But I
Right.
found, I didn't got to where I sleep on my back now.
Yeah.
But it's like I started doing it when I meditate, and that's why I tuck my hands by my side, open like that. But when I sit there and breathe, I found I get so much better.
Right,
I just go away to a different place,
Right.
and that's why I like it, man. I'm like giving up those old fears,
Yeah.
and like I'm just going out and like. But it took so many years to get over that shit. But
Right.
now I don't give a fuck. I'll sleep on my back.
Right.
If I feel lips on my dick, wait for a dessert, bitch.
Oh my
Because
god.
it's coming.
That's scary.
I don't care.
Yeah,
But it
cool.
took me a long time to get over that.
Yeah.
What, almost 37 years, 36 years.
Right. So,
But now it's no big deal.
yeah. But
But I'm willing to talk about it now because, like I said, there's more. I've been writing so much more. I'm just
But
telling
I'm
these
just
stories
saying.
and they fucking pop.
Right, but I'm just
But
saying.
it took a long time.
No, and folks, if that's your thing, that's your thing. No
Not
hard
when
feelings,
you're
no
13,
judgments. But I'm
though.
just saying, no, I mean, no, what I meant.
That was the poop
No,
plates.
no, what I meant is if, like, the anal stuff is your thing, that's
Uh-oh.
you, okay? That's
Yeah.
you. You do your thing. I'm just saying, I got my eyes on you.
All
I
of
don't
it.
know why. I don't know why, but I can't get past this feeling that there's something I can't trust. There's something I can't trust about that.
Well,
I don't know why. It's so weird to me.
I never had that many friends anyway.
It's
I
like,
only keep a
what?
tight knit
Right.
society all my life. I only had one or two friends. I only keep a couple people around me because I don't, I was no matter what, I was raised that way. You don't trust nobody.
No, me
You
neither.
have a couple guys and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say nothing. You don't do. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Right.
But you got a couple of guys. We know everything,
Yeah.
but we still don't tell. You just we know. You can look at them in the eye and have a conversation. Those are my guys.
Right.
But it's far and in between.
When I was growing up, Bob.
That's
I call you
Broach
Bob.
brothers, though. That's what I'm
By the
saying.
way, folks, that's one of his nicknames. I call him Bob sometimes, or Baba.
Sure does.
But you
Baba
know
Bear.
something? I was. What are you doing? You're knocking stuff over.
That's my harmonica. I paid $200.
I was thinking about this, the way I was brought up. My mom she was typically the one who was least trusting. She would not trust people.
That's good.
And the thing is she wanted to know where we were. She wanted to know that we were safe, and that's good. Very good.
Well, you mean a good mother.
Yes, she wanted to know we were safe. We wanted to know where we were at.
This is leading shit.
But the thing
I
is,
still can't talk about without.
if we said we didn't have friends, she'd be like, who cares? That's fine. Because it's less trouble. It's okay. You still have plenty of time to meet a good person.
Like I said,
doesn't matter.
my grandfather, his mother, I'm so glad I got to know her, but I go back to her again. She'll like, I'm taking a nap. I'm going to lock you on the back porch and give you all these different size empty jars.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
And don't wake me up.
Good.
And you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
I did that.
Makes
I
you
was
smart.
But the thing is, I remember that's how I got into science and chemistry, because I was imagining mixing potions and things and getting dirt and shit and little shit, like stuff I could find. But it was empty jars, but in my mind I had such imagination. I could see the stuff inside of them, and I was measuring them and making. And when she woke up, she wanted to try them, but she would taste each one, and I'd tell her what it was, and she would play along.
Yeah.
But in my
That's
mind,
sweet.
it was so real, I could actually see it.
Yeah.
And that is why I loved her.
Right.
Because she made me work that part of my brain.
That's smart. Very smart.
I mean, she wanted me to work my imagination.
Yes.
And develop. And I got into chemistry and science.
Yes.
And bioscience.
Very smart. Very smart.
And that's why I'm interested by that, because it was her.
And do it when you're young, Just
and her son
strengthen
Tommy
your
was
mind.
the same thing. He was so serious.
Strengthen
he
your
was the
mind.
most serious man I ever knew.
Oh yeah.
But he made me laugh so hard.
I know.
I like that. I like that kind of seriousness, because when I'm around somebody like that, I want to be serious.
Stern, stoic.
But the thing is, if you
Right.
stick with them and try it, I mean, you start learning.
You do, yeah.
Just listen.
You
The
have
man's
to.
got something to say.
You do have to listen.
That's why he's stern.
Yes.
And I learned a lot from that. But once you learn, that's when he loosens up and you get inside and he shows you that funny bone, because he was hilarious. But he didn't let anybody in.
Right.
But me,
But I was telling you about this, and this is no joke.
Emotional.
Last year when I thought I might have had COVID back in March, when I thought about that, I was standing in the kitchen. You were at work, and I was debating having coffee, but then I thought to myself, I'm not feeling it. Lo and behold, and I don't tell people about this, but I have these visions, mental visions. I saw him. But there's a reason why I saw your grandfather. Folks, I do this. We have a shrine dedicated to his grandfather. There's a picture of his grandfather.
This piano
Every morning, I present a cup of coffee. I set it next to his picture. I do this every morning. Now, here's the thing. I usually don't have many visions of this man. I never see him. He doesn't doesn't show up that much. He minds his own business. But the
Like
thing
you
is, that day I was debating the coffee, I saw him as clear as day in a vision. I thought, oh, okay. There was a reason I saw him, because that was my promise. I always say that. I always say this. Because it's like a prayer. It's almost like a prayer, but I'm not praying to God, it's to him. I let him know I'll have coffee the next day. When I thought I could get away with not making coffee, he showed up. That's funny. That's real. That's my story. That's
Man, yeah, I can understand. Because
Yeah.
I know your ritual.
It's a
So
ritual.
it's 3 cups.
That's very
2
important.
for you, and you make 1 for him, and you set it in a shrine.
Yep,
And when it gets cold, that's the last cup of coffee you drink.
that's the last one. Yep.
And yeah, but you always make a cup of coffee.
To this day,
And that's beautiful.
if I was in China, every morning I'd have a cup for me and a cup for him. No matter where the hell I'm at, there has to
you
be 2
drink
cups.
2 cups.
There's
and you
gotta
make
be 2.
1 just for him, and his own
Yes.
glass that has his initials
Yes.
on it from his house.
Yes,
And
that's to him.
yeah, I think my brother made him that. But yes.
Grandpa gets whatever he wants. That's how it is. That's how you should be with ancestors. That's your ancestor. Yes, very
Yeah,
important.
I mean, that's real important. I got my own shrine.
You-
He's right here. By
And
the boom box.
that's the
his
thing, you
grandmother. Look, there he is.
Yes.
He's peeking through the window, making sure I'm doing okay. Like, are you working? Boy, what you
That's
doing
all
in the
he
house?
cared
Why ain't
about.
you working?
That's all he cared about.
He's like,
Right.
you know, but I
wanted you to be
understand
busy.
later in my life why he wanted me to make sure I was constantly working.
Stay out of trouble.
Because he was trying to keep me
Keep
out of
you out of
trouble because he
trouble.
knew I was wild.
Yes.
But I respect it so
Yes.
much more. I know why he wanted to make sure I was always working. Because
Yes.
if I wasn't working, I'd be getting in trouble.
Yes.
And he's exactly right. Because
Yes, he is. He lived
we
it.
had because it was my hair. Man, he wasn't really into my lady. It's about my ways, but he
Mhm.
would have been more understanding. But I was hitting that age where it was like, fuck you.
Right. Yeah.
And my hair was getting. It was about my hair, man. I like letting my hair do whatever it does, and we had a problem, but I wasn't understanding.
No.
If I was more understanding, he would have listened to me. But
Right.
at the same time, I had people telling me stories about him that wasn't true.
Mhm.
About how he's evil and all this, and I don't like drama and all that. So I just ran away into the fucking woods like I always do, and I traveled around.
Good.
But at the very end, when he was gone, and I really got to see the light,
Mhm.
he was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he raised me.
Right.
He raised me.
That's what I'm saying.
He raised me.
Yeah.
And every lesson, I think about him every day, it got so much stronger because he was telling me secrets.
Yep.
And I still won't tell nobody.
Mm-mm. No.
But he was absolutely correct. But he was not the monster
No.
they said he was.
Oh, no.
But, I mean, I know it was frustrating. He had a hard life. I mean, he had to become a man at like fucking 5, you know?
I
Like as
know.
a child, he had to become a man of the house, and
Right,
he did.
because
Would you be happy?
No.
Yeah, you're not taking shit from nobody.
He was born in 1931.
Yeah, child labor, but
1931.
I mean, he's an incredible man, and he's my man.
Right.
And he represents the Broach brothers. I know you don't like it, and I don't give a fuck.
Right.
'Cause
Well.
the Broach brothers accept. I'm gonna get you a pen. I'm gonna make one and put it in that jar with you. I'm gonna make one with your face on it, and it's gonna say TGOG. Tommy Graham, old gangster.
You know,
He came from a time when you'd pistol whip somebody for looking at you wrong, you know? TGOG. We're gonna hoot that up for you. I see you smiling.
Yeah, but you know.
I see.
But
Hey.
you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
You know, in his mind, he's thinking, "That boy don't listen, but she does. She does." So that's the one. That's the one you influence. You influence her.
He's like,
That's
"God,
the one. That's the one.
If you have
So
to,
funny.
chain him up to the radio.
Chain him up.
Chain
Chain him up.
It's not a full moon, is it?
Right.
God. Jesus
Just don't put a
Christ.
pistol in his face. It could get messy. It
He
could get
has
messy.
one? What the fuck?
It could get messy. Aw.
I sleep with a pistol, a sword. How many
We
knives?
do.
And, yeah, dude.
We really do.
And trick to be said, I shouldn't probably say this.
Right.
The door doesn't have a handle on it. It's almost. I mean, the doorknob's not on there, so you can just push the door open. But you wouldn't want to do that because every night, what do we do?
Right.
When that happens, what happens?
We're
There's a
ready.
booby trap and something falls
weapons.
over and it makes a
You're ready.
and it bangs.
Right.
And the first thing I do is jump out of bed, point a gun in your face with a samurai sword. I sleep that
Right.
light.
I have one on my side. You have one on your side.
I don't want to give away it because I don't want to
Right.
give away my security secrets. But
Yeah.
I have rigged
Well,
the
we're-
house where because when I sleep,
Yeah.
my sound, my hearing's
We're
amazing.
armed.
I can't see shit, but I can hear. But when I hear this certain thing go like a bell go ding,
Right.
I
You're
know
ready.
what direction it's in.
Yeah, you're ready.
I'm ready to go, Jack.
Ready.
And then she was like, I was just getting a glass of water. I was like, cool. I
We're
guess I can go back to bed again.
we're like those two lunatics that usually go to bed with that racing heart.
No, the thing is,
You know
when
what I
you
mean?
leave the room, though,
Right.
you have to it doesn't go off.
Right.
It only goes off when you enter the room,
That's
not when
right.
you exit the room.
Right,
That's the
right,
safety
right.
feature.
Right. But the thing is, you know what's funny though? When we go to bed sometimes, you know how you go to bed and your body's telling you it's not ready to sleep?
Yeah, man. Oh, that's during the work week.
And your
you
heart
know those
is-
nights where I want to stay up and I got energy?
Your heart is thumping and you're just like,
But I want to do things,
Right.
but I know I gotta go to bed, so
Right.
you make yourself go to bed. That's the most.
because your mind is excited, so you can't
Well,
get the rest of your body to relax.
That's like that.
So-
I
right.
started doing like CBD oils, but I
Yeah.
mean they really help me. But I mean,
Very
shit, that
good.
shit's expensive
Yes.
for the dosage I need.
Oh my God.
I mean, the dosage I need runs almost $90.
Almost 90.
I mean, I don't know. Something about my body, like morphine. Like that lady hit me 8 times with morphine. I looked at her and said, "When are you gonna get me the morphine?" She said, "Jesus Christ." I said, "I told you, bitch. I'm unnatural.
I'm unnatural.
This shit hurts.
Unnatural.
Put me on the helicopter and take me home."
Take
You
that.
remember that night? I was
Look
like,
at-
fuck.
Look at that.
They took my shoes off and I had alligator feet. I remember I had cut them fucking toenails in years.
That nice,
Oh man, I know
dragon.
that. Them feet smell nasty.
pretty dragon.
Yeah, this is the
Very
brooch.
Very nice.
Very nice. Exquisite. What do you say?
It's really hot.
Is there anything... What's the topics, man? What are we doing, man? It's been a wild week. This has been a crazy week, but I would not say it's been a bad week.
Right.
It's just been weird. Last week was a horrible week. This week's just been Twilight Zone. 100%.
Remember when we were watching A Clockwork Orange?
Yeah, we did. didn't
What
we?
is... Do you remember the first time you ever saw that movie?
I got it on VHS, actually, in the other
I know
room.
you do. I know. But do you
first
remember the
time-
first time you saw that movie? How did you react to that? That's a good question.
The first time
That's a hell of a movie.
I saw that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I took my GED in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably 2004.
Yeah.
I think my friend Jeffrey introduced me to Stanley Kubrick. It was
Mhm.
around probably 2004. These are the cough syrup years. I mean, I got heavy into writing at 17. When I turned 17, my life shot off like a rocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never stopped since, mind you.
Yeah.
And you know, that room is stacked
Right.
with books. I've written
Right.
theories and things. But I've always,
Mm-hmm.
been a member of society for the most part.
Mhm.
But he turned me on to Stanley Kubrick. But I remember the first time we watched it, I said, you know what happens when you drink 8 ounces of Robitussin and then one drink?
Oh my gosh.
And he
What
was
the
like,
hell?
No, I said, I said, it's called DXM.
Mhm.
So we did it.
Mhm.
But he had this movie, and that was the movie.
Mhm.
And the thing about that is about when it starts kicking in about 30 minutes. They added something to it later
Right,
on. This
right.
is the good years. Later on, they added something that made you throw up and shit a lot.
Oh my. Right.
It makes you. But
Changed
back
the
then,
recipe.
first sign of effects is you had a massive diarrhea shit,
No.
and you might throw up once. But after
Mhm.
that, oh my God! I mean, you are fucking tripping. And we sit down and watch that movie, and it feels like years go by.
Yeah.
And you're watching the shit. I remember we was almost holding on to each other, and that
Oh
is
my
why
gosh.
I remember that movie because
Right.
we were just like, we were there. We were
Wow.
there.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
I never heard that.
It used to be. I mean, it was incredible. But I said you have to drink the whole 8 ounce in one drink to get a real kick.
Never heard that story.
But
That's
the
cool.
thing is this is when I was in the computers and programming. I would drink cough syrup to keep me up at night, and it started working on my brain. And I got crazy. Like I would program using it, and I would be up all night on the computer.
Right.
But I started overdosing on it and realized I would fucking I would use it. I'm probably gonna have brain damage later in my life. But in my teens, my mother found a box full of empty bottles. But the masterwork I did on that shit,
Right.
I was writing, fucking creating.
Right.
But it got out of hand, and still to this day, if you pull a bottle out, I throw up. I wouldn't.
Oh no. Right.
It was so nasty. But
Right.
that's when I started writing. I was drinking cough
Right.
syrup after I came off coding.
Mhm.
But me and this motherfucker got fucked up and watched Clockwork Orange. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. It's
I will
great.
never get that day back again.
Yeah.
And I love that movie to this day because it was extreme.
Right.
It was
It's
like
great.
riding. It was like we was riding through space with this big movie playing, and we were in it. We were like, my mom sleeping. Shut up. We was like,
I love
hey,
that.
we
I
was
love
doing all
it.
that shit, but
Yeah.
when it was over,
Right.
thing is, when you come down, you enter what we used to call the death trip.
Okay.
You start thinking about death. Philosophically, you start really thinking about
Kinda like
death. You feel like
introspective.
it gets dark.
Right.
And you start having this. You
Right.
just sit in the corner and you just think about your life and
Wow.
think you're dying, and this real heavy, dark pit. But it's not scary.
Right.
You feel like you're decaying and you're dying.
Just this
already. It
melancholy.
gets dark and then you go to sleep. And when you're young, it's like a hangover in the morning. But let me tell you something.
Right.
Go revisit that shit years later when you're about 20 something, like I did in
Ooh,
New Jersey.
Yeah.
That fucking hangover lasted almost for a week. And that's when I
Ooh,
knew I was getting old.
Gosh.
Like, you can shake
Oh.
it off and shit's weird afterwards.
Wow.
I tried it once when I moved to New Jersey just for a kick.
Mm.
Oh my God. For a week, I was just so depressed. I
Mhm.
never touched it again.
Right.
But I think they changed up the recipe.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's
Mhm.
probably why.
But either way, you just get old.
Probably right.
You don't need
Yeah.
to do that shit no
No.
more. Mescaline's the way to go.
Yeah, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah, just
you know?
eat mescaline. We got a fuck shit ton of it growing over there right now, but I
Right,
don't
yeah.
touch it because it only takes once. What about you?
What about you?
Yeah, what's up,
You're
man?
so
That
funny.
bird's so happy. This bird loves the shows.
You talk about things like you're like, I try to talk to people, but they don't want to talk to me, and I think to myself, I think you might come off with that kind of intensity of a doctor. You kind of do, because there's something about you that's rather probing. You kind of probe into people and you dig under their
Well, I
skin.
need all the facts.
So you
Otherwise,
want to
we're
know,
not having a
but
conversation.
so many people don't want to give up facts. They don't want to give
Well,
up
then
anything.
why are you talking
right?
to me?
Well, so many people hide things. They really do. You'd be surprised how much we hide.
Well, then let's
So-
talk about something else.
That's why, why I love meditation? When you really meditate, you can't hide from shit, right? Because you start seeing, you start going on these visions and these trips in your mind, and all this subconscious stuff just comes to the surface, right? Like all the things you're hiding and running from. And it's so scary at first, right? But once you really get in touch with it, and you see it play out in your mind, you realize, oh, that's why that had to happen. And that's why I ran from it. But it's not bad. It's okay. That's what I love about meditation. That's cool. But do you know how many people are terrified to be alone with their thoughts?
No.
Just terrified.
That's the only place I want to be.
I know. It's exciting.
But,
It's really exciting.
I also,
Yeah.
as the beloved, self-sacrifice
Right.
myself. And
Me
I'll
too.
get my alone time, which this is it. But,
Yeah.
man, to be honest with you, I really wish I was just alone and could work on
Yeah.
my thing.
You're better off alone.
It's just not plausible
No.
because, those bills keep coming. So,
Mhm.
I make time where I can get time. But if I could actually get the time,
Right. Yeah.
I would write all kind of shit. I would be fucking all over it. But, that's just not the way things work.
Right.
But we can work towards it.
Yeah.
And I always believe in a brighter future,
Mhm.
It just takes the work.
Right. So, one of the things I wanted.
Like I
To
said,
talk
I
to you
cut
about-
I did this cheap ass haircut and slick back
Right.
with this grease. Just so they didn't think I had long hair for
Right.
nothing. Now I look like a Momo.
Right.
Like,
But-
I didn't get this shit
no,
out of my
you look
hair.
good.
Fuck it.
But,
I had this shit fucking pinned up and shit, so they didn't know I had long hair. And I,
As I've gotten older,
I just cut off the fucking...
you look good
I
though.
was trimming around the edges and then just slicked it up with grease.
You asked me, how I'm doing, and I'll just be honest with you. As much as I love my life, there's a lot of confusion going on in my mind right now. So
Well, that's good.
what it is, because there's answers I'm looking for. So,
What you looking for some people ain't looking
And-
for jack tits.
and the thing is, but I feel good about it. It's okay because I feel like it's slowly coming together. I feel like it's slowly coming together. But I can't help but wonder at my age. Because some of the things that we battle with internally seem crazy, right? I can't help but think, if you consider someone like the philosopher Nietzsche or however they pronounce his name.
One rich guy said, I was reading Nietzsche.
Yeah.
That's what, hey, we know
We
each other
say
long enough. I
Nietzsche.
say Nietzsche.
I
don't
say
give a
Nietzsche.
Fuck, go fuck your
Right.
mother.
Nietzsche.
And I was when I was working in Hoboken, New Jersey
Right.
as a concierge, I had this fucking building where all the washers had these walls. In the morning, I'm sitting there reading,
Right.
Dude, I had a suitcase. I'd write and read all night. Fucking, I love that job.
Yeah.
Do cocaine in the bathroom, drink beers,
Oh my God.
and read and write all
Okay.
night and just bust criminals. That is
Okay.
my shit. And sell illegal parking. And I love that shit.
Mhm.
And I was making I was making more then than I was now.
Right,
Not much.
right.
It's about the same pay, $12.50.
Okay.
It was good.
So
I
how
loved
does Nietzsche figure into that?
But I was reading
Okay.
Nietzsche, and I
Right.
actually stole this book from a moron because I didn't think he deserved it. And I'm
Right.
reading it.
Okay.
And he walks by in the morning, and he stops and he looks at me. Oh, you're reading Nietzsche.
Nietzsche.
I said, who? He said, Nietzsche.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you mean Nietzsche?
Nietzsche. Yeah.
And he said, no, it's Nietzsche.
And then
I
they say
said,
Nietzsche.
I said, well, you known him as long as I have. It's Nietzsche.
Right. But what I wanted to say is.
Nietzsche. Don't be a faggot. I don't mean that no
Right.
harm, but what? Look, I don't want my people and they reading Peter Pan or Roger Rabbit. I don't give a fuck. The grave sex diaries. I don't
Right.
stop and say what position are they in now. What? Hey, did you know you got the old edition? No, I don't. No, he's reading. Leave him the fuck alone. At least he's reading.
Yeah, it's like, did you know?
You want to correct the
Right.
motherfucker reading? At least he's trying. What you doing? Going to work with that smug look on your face? I don't see you reading shit.
Did you know it's Nietzsche? That's what they're like.
Did you know your mama
Right.
likes these nuts?
Oh my God.
Go
Okay.
get fucked.
Honey. Okay. Well.
It's Nietzsche.
Well. Okay. I say Nietzsche. I do. I've always
Yeah.
said Nietzsche.
It's Nietzsche.
Some people want to say.
Faggot.
I've never heard.
And I don't mean that.
Can I be honest with you?
From where I'm from, you know. what I'm
I've
saying.
never heard Nietzsche.
No.
I have
Bro.
heard But
Just because you got more money
Right.
than God don't mean you
But
know shit.
okay, honey, but all right, but I have heard Nietzsche. I've heard Nietzsche thousands of times. Nietzsche. So, but I say Nietzsche.
No.
So anyway,
It's
Nietzsche.
motherfucking Nietzsche.
So what I wanted to say about this poor man with this name that has so much
That
confusion
motherfucker went
surrounded.
insane upstairs
Okay.
in the room because
He
had
did,
so many
and-
ideas he couldn't take
and I
anymore.
think near the-
and that scares me.
Near the end of his life, I mean, he lived with his sister, didn't he? Near the end of his
his
life.
sister took, and he
Right.
lived upstairs, and,
And he would
and he became a hermit.
blare
and he
music.
Went insane,
He
and
would
she took
just
care of him.
blare music and dance
But
and just.
she took care of him.
She did. But here's the thing. I can't really judge him. Given
But isn't that the way you'd want to go?
right, but given the things
Isn't that the
I've
way you'd
experienced
wanna
in
go?
my life so far, and so much of it I've never discussed before, but now that I've seen all the things that I've seen at my age, I can't help but wonder, what if he was just trying to find answers in his own way? What if he was just trying to find answers?
That's why it's
And people
philosophy.
thought he was batshit.
Do you know?
You know?
That we actually met through psychology and
We
philosophy.
did. That's true.
That's how we got to know each other, because
That's
we're
very true.
students of psychology and philosophy.
Yes.
We both went to college and studied, but we actually learned more from each other. But we knew philosophers have that most of them do end up going insane.
Right.
But the thing is, it's so great about philosophy is it's a way of life.
Right.
I mean, it really, like, if you don't read philosophy, you should. Homer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Homer's great.
Homer
It's so great.
It's so many.
Right.
I'd go back, even
Read
like
the
I said,
Iliad.
John Wilmot.
Right.
He was a poet, but I
Mhm.
see him as a philosopher
Yes.
in some way.
Very wise. Very wise.
It's just, there's so many.
Yeah.
But people but it's not so much you gotta go back and read these people, but just to get a hint of it, but maybe try to act out your own philosophy and write about it,
Right.
and create your own story. And if everybody did that, I would love it, because
Right.
it'd make people more interested.
Right. It
If
would.
they really put their thoughts and ideas of the world out freely,
Mm-hmm.
and not get angry, but actually have
Right.
conversations about it so they can justify their own ends to means. But it's not to get angry, it's just to have a conversation. And then you build a belief, a system of a universe that is real in front of you.
Right.
But we've stepped so far away from that.
And
We're in a state of decay.
sometimes it just takes
But
one.
people just don't talk
Right.
like they used to.
Well,
It's
they
very
don't.
strange. Philosophy is, I'm keeping it alive. I know many more are, but it's very important. What you understand about philosophy is understanding life as it happens.
Right.
And what is the meaning, and what is the result,
Right.
and where are you. It's just understanding yourself in the now.
Right. It
And
is
being
self-discovery.
aware.
It's self-discovery.
But not pushing it anyway. But
No.
the only way to grow it is having great discussion with other people
Right.
with different ideas.
So.
But not even though you don't understand them or you dislike them,
Mhm.
you still accept them and you think about it, and you can add that. You know.
Right. I'll be honest with you, how I got into studying psychology, there were two things that prompted me to go into it and start a class. So the first thing that prompted me right off the bat is, I would have to say, it's the deep empathy that I've had, the very profound empathy I've had for people. I would look at someone that you might say is a murderer, is just a low-down criminal. I look in their eyes and I see something there that nobody's mentioning. And 9 times out of 10, I'm correct. And when you start reading about the person's life, you realize, okay, maybe this was a real sensitive kid. Maybe people were fucking with him when he was young. And maybe this is how he got a little perverted and deranged, and things happen. There are things that work, things that are surrounding this person, that shape this person. And I thought, that's the mystery. The thing is I want to empathize with as many people as I can. Because I want to understand why they are the way they are. Because I don't want to reject people. I want to understand them.
You know
So
why
that's the
they are?
first
You want me
thing.
to tell you from somebody that was probably close
Oh,
to
of
being such a
course.
way?
Yes.
Let me tell you through my view what would drive somebody that way.
Right.
When you were saying that, I
Right.
remember a story that your dad told you.
Yes.
Remember how it makes him sick when they would drive around early in the morning and see
Yeah.
him throwing those bags of donuts and food away
Throwing. Yeah.
just because
I saw that with him.
you know how they throw all this food and and I worked at jobs where they wouldn't let you get away. You had to destroy clothing and shoes just
Right.
because there was no profit in it. While at Family Dollar,
Yeah.
I worked in the ghetto. There was a projects there, people that could use
Right.
food, clothing, and shoes.
Yes.
And they made me pour bleach on it and cut it up and make it where when they jumped in the dumpster they couldn't find
Yeah.
anything. And it made me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah. What's the sense in that?
I mean, it still frustrates me to this day
Right.
that they do this.
It's sick.
And you want to know why somebody would want to kill?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Because these people that live in the streets, you don't think they see that every day?
Yeah.
Because, I used to, I didn't care if I got fired.
Right.
I mean, when I was a manager,
Mhm.
when I got the keys, I didn't follow all those rules. I left all that shit out there, and I left the food out there and the
Right.
clothes. And I told them, and like they wanted me to pour bleach on it so it'd burn them when they jumped.
That's
That's
sick.
the poor people. But when I'm around,
Mm-hmm.
I open those gates, and they used to throw glass bottles at me for a while.
Right.
I was the only white, but dude, I lived in Newark, New Jersey, dude.
Okay.
But I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I used to leave that shit out there anyway, and once I was working, they realized, when I put that shit out back, I'm gonna line it up on the side of the road. You all come get this.
Right.
Because it's a day out of date, it's food, they would throw away food, clothing, shoes,
Mhm.
because there was no money in it, and they wouldn't want to give it to the poor.
Mhm.
But I'm confessing, I put all that shit out there, and I didn't do nothing. I let them take it.
Right.
I even took a little, because I was still poor.
Yeah.
But that shit is how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got starved, but you want to know why people's angry.
Yeah.
We
Right.
throw away more resources than we fucking sell.
Right.
I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's
Right.
disgusting
It's because
what
people
throw out.
are inhumane. They're inhumane. This
These
is what
corporate
causes
industries are evil.
insanity. Yes.
They don't want the poor to have nothing
Um.
because they're scared. But let me tell you something about them. Some of them poor people. There's geniuses out there.
Yes.
All they
There are.
need is an opportunity, and they don't want to give it to them because they'll take over.
Mm-hmm.
They is genius. I've known some.
Yes.
I saw one that killed himself, but he was a goddamn genius.
And the other reason, other than my empathy, and like I said, I don't know, I can't escape it, but I want to understand people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand them because I really don't want to reject anybody. It seems cruel. It just seems wrong to just write somebody off without trying to understand.
That's why I really have to think hard about things.
And sometimes you gotta surrender a part of yourself to
You
understand
absolutely do.
someone.
You absolutely
You gotta
do.
give up some of your ego sometimes to understand.
I did.
I did too.
today.
Yeah.
But that's because,
So-
you have to really step back
And-
and look at the whole
Yes.
motherfucking image.
And the other reason I got into psychology is my own sister said to me, because she studied it for years before I considered taking a class. And she said, you should do it. And here's her opinion. And I think she was right. She said, you would love it. Because she said, it's something that I'm obsessed with. I love to study it. I'm fascinated with it. So I already have an affinity for it. She says, that's good. But she says, I think you do well with it. She said the reason she wasn't doing so well is she said, I learned a lot, but I realized I can't deal with all those people. It's too much stress. And I understand.
The thing is, I can sit down and I can talk to somebody.
Yeah, me
But
too.
what's weird is like, but when I work with the public and I'm working,
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem separating it. Like
Right.
if I it was all like sometimes though I found a thing where maybe I feel like I'm getting tired. I'll take a break from work, but in my mind, I just kind of walk around and talk to people, maybe help customers, especially
Right.
in the summer. I might have to start doing that again at work last year, but I actually, find that I walk and say, "Hey, can I help you?" But sometimes they look like, "Who the fuck are you?" But
Right.
but then it
Right.
ends up, it's either
Yeah.
cool or you got a dumbass. Who fucking knows? But it just doesn't matter. But
Right. Yeah.
people are strange.
Right.
But I know one thing's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever water they're drinking, I sure as
You
fuck
don't
don't
want.
want none.
Yeah.
Because the IQ levels are dropping so low, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are turning into sheep.
Ooh.
And whatever they having, they
Mm-hmm.
can keep.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Broach Bros episode.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
Kendra Farr, Broach sister. This is
Broach
David
sister.
Graham, Broach brother. Thank you.
Tune in.
No, whenever. This is
Whenever.
a rare occasion.
Tune in
Bye,
whenever.
bitches.
Bye, bitches.